How can your MSP help your customers save money in IT expenses? And in this video, I'm going to cover everything that you're going to need to know. So that way, if you ever get that question or you want to use it as a value proposition to help sell your MSP services, this is going to be your resource. My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs grow, whether that's sales training, marketing, or even business operations. Before I get into today's video, I do want to mention two quick things. Number one, down in the video description or the podcast, if you're listening to the podcast, MSP Heroes, there will be a podcast description as well. But the first one is going to be a master class. We're in the process. We're right about redoing it. So depending on when you watch it, you might even catch the newer one. The old one we've heard amazing things, but it's time for some fresh content. I would still, if you haven't seen it already, you might not be there long. You might want to go check it out. And if you're fortunate enough to see the new one, well, you get to see the new content before anybody else. Second, if you are, or better yet, if you're interested in joining the Discord, it's completely free. Come hang out with us. It's called the MSP Heroes Discord, growth-generators.com/Discord, and come hang out with us. We've just passed, I can't even believe I'm saying this number, 800 members, and it is truly incredible. And we're like on the cusp of 100 members in the MSP Heroes membership program too. Super grateful for all of you guys. It truly is amazing. Let's jump into today's content. And truly, how do we show the value? How do we tell the target customer what the value is that we're providing? How do we actually save them money? Because it is a question as old as MSPs themselves. And first, we have to take into consideration the cost of in-house IT versus outsourcing. Now, some of your customers may not have in-house, and I put that in air quotes, IT services. They might have that guy or girl that is in the office and they are the techie type person. Well, this is great until we start to quantify how much work or how much not work they're actually doing. Depending on how many issues are going around the office, that techie person might be one of the higher paid people in the company. If we take just a standard salary of $100,000, and that comes out to be about $50 per hour, if they're helping multiple people throughout the month, that's $50 per hour that customer is not only paying their employee, but also not making money on the work that they're actually doing. It's actually a double loss versus outsourcing. If they're helping people for 8, 12, 16 hours per month, we'll call it 16 for easy math, that's $800 of cost to the company for that person, on top of those 16 hours of lost productivity as well, which could be even more expensive to that company. That's why outsourcing is typically a good option. On top of that, there's proactive IT maintenance. Nobody wants to deal with computer network issues. Nobody wants to deal with any computer issues, myself included. But there are always tech problems. I've never, ever been in a business and they are like, hand to God, everything works perfectly. We don't have an IT guy. It just works. I know that that's the dream for most business owners, but even MSPs have their own technical problems. It's okay, but being proactive about it, keeping that person in their seat, but also the interruptions in the middle of the day, the constant problems is just worth the money in some cases alone to pay a managed service provider versus going the other route where it's just, hey, we're just going to live with it. And I can't tell you, thank goodness I have no more hair left, how many people are like, yeah, we just live with it. And we as techies are like, how do you live with only printing to your computer sometimes, or only getting on the internet after 45 minutes of trial and error in the morning? It is truly incredible what customers are willing to deal with. The next one is vendor management and purchasing power. Now, in the MSP world, vendor management, we will call most vendors on behalf of the client because They're probably tech vendors, and that's where we're going to get involved. We're going to be the ones that are going to end up troubleshooting it anyway. Why not us make the call? It relieves the burden from the customer. That's a huge, huge value add. Additionally, because we are the tech experts, we can recommend other vendors. So, hey, we know that you have this. Quite honestly, there's a better product on the market, which is this, and we'd love to bring you over there. That's going to help your client be more successful, but also further strengthen the relationship that you have with that other vendor. And also purchasing power. The more we purchase for our clients, the more purchasing power we have, which is usually correlated to how much of a discount we are going to get when buying things. And that's going to help tremendously. And we can pass those savings onto our customers, on top of the endless benefits that we get with partnerships, such as Dell being able to send somebody on site typically the next day, and so on and so forth. But there's truly, truly a massive benefit there. And to follow that, we can optimize those IT resources. We can recommend the right hardware. We can also recommend the right vendors. We become kind of this ingrained partner with that company. And by optimizing, hey, by the way, you have either way too little or way too much hardware, and we need to fix that so that way your entire operation can run more efficiently. Now, is too much hardware going to be a bad thing? It can be. I can't tell you how many times I've been in somebody's office and they're like, we see extra computers, and like, oh, we just keep that plugged in upstairs. What? That's the craziest thing. Those computers are not even doing anything, and they're either end of life, they're just potentially even outdated. Nobody's updating them. They haven't had updates. There's no patches on them. Oh my goodness. It is truly crazy. And one of the kickers to this whole thing is cybersecurity. I can't tell you how many times I've heard clients that are like, yeah, we're too small for an attack. But then you actually talk to them, they know somebody that's gotten a crypto virus. They know somebody that's gotten something malicious on their network. They know that somebody has gotten into their computer. They've more than likely gotten a phone call saying, hey, send me money via Apple credit card or Apple cards or some ridiculous scam like that. I know that sounds crazy and partially falls into cybersecurity, but there is a lot of cybersecurity benefit. Not only being able to recommend, once again, the right tools and the right vendors, but what about that peace of mind that we offer the client, knowing that the system is going to be safe, or as safe as we could possibly make it, that they have the right infrastructure to prevent hacks. And even if they are too small, which that's an objection we'll get to down the road, but even if they are too small, God forbid something happens. We, the humans, the flesh and bone, are almost always the weakest link. The MGM, I believe, MGM and Caesars just got hacked not that long ago, purely from social engineering. Being able to lock that stuff down and make sure we implement the right cybersecurity measures is of the utmost importance. And I'm not just talking about antivirus or threat detection. Something as simple as multi-factor authentication is just another benefit to our clients. And that's truly, truly one of the biggest benefits. And last but not least, being able to scale. I don't think MSPs nearly mention enough that we can scale with their clients. By the way, like button, subscribe button, notification bell. But clients, believe it or not, have a fear that, especially if they're on a pretty aggressive growth pattern, they're going to outgrow their current providers. And that is genuinely a concern for especially those really rampant growth businesses. That's okay. But that's the beauty of what we get to do. I talked about it in a previous video. We are one of the only businesses on the planet that grows as our clients grow. As our clients get bigger, they consistently grow, they add more employees. Guess what? That is also going to benefit us as well. Because they're growing, typically most MSPs are charging either per device or per user, or maybe a hybrid of both. hey, you're getting more devices or you're getting more users. That bill is then going to increase, which is going to give you the capital to also hire more people throughout that entire process, allowing you to actually scale with your customers. And a little bonus nugget, because I love giving out the little golden nuggets all the way at the end, is, believe it or not, the technology knowledge is something that we don't really talk about all that often. And we've talked a little bit about the vendor management and knowing what to actually implement for our customers. But the knowledge that we have is so invaluable. Yes, we are going to be doing proactive things, but more than likely, us as the MSP have ran into those problems many of times over. So what does that actually do for our clients? Not only do they not have to have the techie person try to figure it out, but we, as the actual tech person, can go through and say, oh, we've dealt with this 100 times. We know the exact process to follow to solve the actual problem that's happening. And that is truly where we can shine, on top of all of the other areas that I've mentioned in this video. But we have the knowledge. We are constantly in environments, good and bad, and dare I say ugly, through there. But because we're constantly in the trenches doing the work, seeing the good, the bad, and the ugly, we get to take all of that knowledge and transfer it onto other clients to make them even more successful. I use the term a lot, a rising tide lifts all ships, and that couldn't be truer in this industry. We as the MSPs, by us getting our hands dirty, by helping our clients, and by doing a really good job, they're all going to succeed. We're going to get better to help more clients, and by them rising, we will also rise with that rising tide as well. And that is truly, truly one of the most beautiful parts about this industry. If you found value in this video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. If you think I missed one, which maybe I have, and maybe you will have different opinions, leave it down below. I genuinely want to hear it. I try to make these videos as beneficial and as educational as possible for you guys. Check out that masterclass down below. Hang out with us in the Discord. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, bye.